Welcome to Phoenix Rising, Mind and Body Healing. I'm Meghan Bramlett, and for over 20 years I've used my hands and my heart to help others heal, reset, and rise. This podcast is your invitation to reconnect with your body, empower your mind, and embrace the sacred journey of transformation. I am so glad you're here. Welcome back to Phoenix Rising with Meghan. Today, we're going to continue this conversation of masculinity. Today, we're going to talk about masculine energy versus masculinity. So there are two different things. One, masculinity, the actual what the roles are and things like that, and how they've become so warped and extremes on those we talked about in the last episode. Today's episode, we're going to talk more about the masculine energy. And the thing is masculine and feminine energy, every human being carries both within them. It's just a matter of which one is dominant at that moment. So masculine energy is the energy of direction, of purpose, of structure, of clarity. Think of a mountain, steady, present, unshaken from the storm. And right now in our culture, the energy is deeply fractured. Masculine energy is so fractured right now because the world is so confused, chaotic, reactive, and dysregulated. And when the world is that chaotic, masculine energy either collapses or armors. And that collapse or that armor is destroying connection, destroying trust, and destroying relationships. So today we're going to explore what masculine energy actually is. And I really want to get into that because there's a lot of misinterpretations or misunderstandings of what masculine energy is, along with masculinity, what really healthy masculine energy is. So I want to get into that. We're going to talk about the two main distortions of masculine energy, and we're going to show because I am a massage therapist, and I'm always going to talk about how it shows up in the body or the nervous system. And then we're going to start talking about how to restore a healthy masculine polarity in men and women. Okay, so you want to know why? Because the body always tells the truth. So today, masculine energy is not what it's meant to be. Masculine energy used to be the anchor of civilization. It was not dominant. It wasn't like you are going to do this way and that's the only way you can do it. It was not controlling. It was an anchor. It was an anchor for people. Masculine energy is supposed to anchor people. The I will hold steady when the storm hits present. It brings me, just talking about it makes me think of my husband, and yesterday we had a little issue in the house. My daughter had a bit of a breakdown and he was at work, so I called him a few times to speak with him, and I hate to bother him at work, but I had to. And when he did call me back, he was very calm. I was not. He was very calm, and he said, "Who died?" I said, "No one." He said, "Who's on their way to the hospital?" I said, "No one." He said, "Okay, tell me what happened." And just that calmed me enough, made me chuckle a little bit, calmed me enough that I could talk to him about what had happened. And I felt like that the presence of him, even on the phone, really helped me gather myself so that I could move forward in a more steady path. That's what the masculine energy is supposed to do. But today, masculine energy is shamed, it's rejected, and it's ridiculed, or it's swung the opposite direction into chaos and collapse. So we've ridiculed, we've shamed, and we've rejected masculine energy so badly that it's swinging to the opposite direction and into chaos and collapse. Women are exhausted and burnt out because we're living in the masculine grind. We're living in masculine proving ourselves, and we're living in masculine pushing. We're constantly pushing ourselves. Men are disconnected because they've lost purpose, direction, and inner ground. We've told men, and we've told the masculine energy, we don't need you, because we're so much in our masculine energy that we don't need the men to be in theirs. So it's almost like we're reversing roles with our energy right now, and that's not healthy. So nobody is holding an anchor, and the world feels unsteady. Take a minute and close your eyes and think, how do you feel? How does the world feel to you? We don't feel safe. You can feel this in society. You can feel it in your nervous system, and you can feel it in your body. We do not feel safe today. We feel unsteady. Okay, so healthy masculine energy. Healthy masculine energy is steady, decisive, focused, present, calm, and grounded. It says, I will hold the center. I don't need to react. I don't need to panic. I can choose. Healthy masculine energy is the container. It's the edge of the riverbank. Without masculine containment, feminine flows, floods. So the feminine energy floods and becomes chaos. Without masculine purpose, feminine creativity has nowhere to land. Healthy masculine isn't rigid, it's responsible. So think about the men in your life, or think about yourself. Are they rigid? Are you rigid? Are you unable to accept change? Are you unable to accept even criticism? Or are you responsible and understand that you probably aren't perfect, and or the men understand they're probably not perfect, but they want to do the best they can, so they accept other influence, they accept other input. Okay, so in the body, this is my masters, you might say. In the body, a masculine energy feels upright. A healthy masculine energy feels upright but relaxed. Open chest, diaphragmatic breathing, steady voice tone, grounded feet sensation, stable energy, even heart rhythm. It's called ventral vagal regulation for the nervous system. This is the mountain. They chest, they're in their strength, they're grounded, they're in their strength, and you can feel that difference. Okay, for the first distortion, and I've been seeing this a lot lately on different social medias. I've been seeing a lot of this specific distortion. This is called the armored masculine. This is force instead of structure. This is aggression instead of direction, control instead of leadership. This is the masculine that says, I will not be moved, not because I am grounded, but because I am scared. And in reality, they don't say I'm because I'm scared, but down underneath everything, that's what it is. He or she stays in rigid power because vulnerability feels dangerous. They cannot be vulnerable because if they are, that's dangerous. In the body, in the somatic signs of this, tight jaw, tension in upper traps and scalenes, clenched fist, shallow upper chest breathing. So all here in the neck, that would be the scalenes, locked knees, elevated cortisol baseline, digestive shutting down during stress. This body, here's the feel, here's the fear, here's the concrete on top. That's what this body is like. There's fear, but we're not admitting this fear. So we're putting all this concrete on top to hide this fear. And so now we feel like concrete. We're not moving, we're not changing, nothing's going to change, nothing's going to move because we can't allow it to. As a massage therapist, I know this body immediately because they don't know how to relax even on the table. They don't know how to let go even on the table because stillness is threatening to an armored masculine. Being still is going to be threatening to them. They hold their breath and they don't even realize it. So number two, distortion number two, the burnt out masculine. This is when direction collapses. So this is a lot of what we're seeing in the younger men and younger masculine energy today. This is when direction collapses. Purpose dissolves, drive dissolves, identity dissolves. Think about a young man or a young person in your life that has no purpose, no drive. They've basically lost their identity. This masculine says, what's the point? Who cares? Why bother? I don't need to work because why bother? I don't need to do this because why bother? This is a learned helplessness disguised as sensitivity. So these men are going to seem like they're extremely sensitive and they're extremely, I want to do whatever you want to do. And you're you as the woman or the feminine energy in the relationship are the most important. But in reality, it's because they're helpless. It's because they have lost the direction. They have lost the purpose because they're not allowed to be in their masculine. And so because that's going to be ridiculed, and people don't like that. So they just allow you to do everything, allow you to be the driver of the relationship. That can burn out females or feminine energy very quickly. So in the body, the signs I'll see as a massage therapist in the body are the rounded shoulders, the caved chest, the low diaphragmatic engagement, a very low libido, low stomach fire, so weak digestion, fatigue and brain fog, breath holding after a stressor, because they don't know how to react. They're supposed to be leaders, and the masculine energy is naturally a leader. It's naturally supposed to have purpose and it's supposed to be that mountain for us, and it's not allowed to. So they hold their breath in fear of what they can do. And I see this collapse into the low back and into the hips. So their hips are unmoving. They're not moving forward in life. The pelvis is tucked and the sacrum feels pulled inward. The body has surrendered direction. This is, in the nervous system, this is the freeze pattern. This is masculine energy without aim. Healthy masculine energy, the return to purpose. Masculine energy is healed through purpose, structure, clarity, boundaries, silence, rhythm, follow through. Masculine energy doesn't regulate through venting. It regulates through direction. Masculine energy likes direction. It likes purpose. It likes structure. It likes silence. It likes a rhythm. It likes follow through. That's where masculine energy will be balanced. Purpose returns the masculine to life. And inside the body, purpose shows up as straight, relaxed spine, warmth in the belly, breath that fills the ribs, eyes focused, not darting, voice tone that becomes deeper and slower. This is the masculine nervous system in embodied leadership mode. Somatic reclaiming. So this is going to be a body exercise that can help you reclaim direction. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart. Press down into your heels. Feel the ground beneath you. Place one hand below your navel. This is the masculine center of gravity. Inhale through your nose. Expand your belly. Hold 2, 1. Exhale slowly through your mouth, longer than your inhale. You're going to repeat this 3 times and then speak this out loud and steady. I choose direction. I choose clarity. I choose grounded leadership. That declaration is masculine energy, not dominance, not force, just directed presence. Masculine energy is not meant to overpower like we see a lot today. We see a lot of one or the other, right? We see a lot of armored or we see a lot of collapse. The armored men or the armored masculinity is going to be very aggressive, very angry, very rigid. They want things a certain way and that's it. And the collapse is going to be, they don't really have direction. They don't have purpose. They don't really want to do anything. They're very sensitive. They just don't have any purpose in life. We don't need alpha dominance. We don't need that dominance that's the alpha. That's, what we need is anchored purpose. Conversation becomes clearer. Relationships harmonize. The nervous system settles. Masculine energy is the mountain, and when the mountain stands, the world has something to lean on. Right now, the world has not much to lean on. It's so fractured. Masculine energy isn't broken. It's just been unclaimed. And when we reclaim it, the world steadies again. Thank you very much for tuning in today. I hope this helped you. And if it's helped you in any way, or you can think of someone it might help, please send this episode to them. Have a wonderful day. And until next time, keep rising. Thanks for being a part of this healing journey on Phoenix Rising, Mind and Body Healing. Remember, every breath, every step, every small act of care moves you closer to your next rise. Take care, and I'll meet you back here soon.